They're about to change the Mazda Miata, and it could be the best thing to ever happen to it, or it could ruin it completely. The next generation Mazda MX-5 is coming in 2026, and we're finally getting some real details about what to expect. It looks like Mazda is mixing some old school stuff that everyone loves with some new tech that is, honestly, a little worrying. So let's break down what we know. Mazda has a huge challenge here. How do you update a car that's famous for being simple, lightweight, and fun? Especially when new cars need all this heavy tech and new engine rules to even be sold. It's a tough balancing act. If they add too much stuff, it's not a Miata anymore. But if they don't add enough, it'll feel old and nobody will buy it. So what's the plan? First, let's talk about the outside. Don't worry, it's not going to look like a spaceship. It's still going to look like a Miata. The design will be an evolution, not a revolution. Think of the current car, but a little sharper, a little more modern. The big news here is that Mazda is talking about using new lightweight materials. This is super important. The whole point of a Miata is that it's light and feels quick. Using things like more aluminum or stronger steel means they can make it stronger and safer without making it heavier. That's a huge win. They'll probably make it a little more aerodynamic too, to help with gas mileage and keep it stable at high speeds. But it will still have that classic small sports car look. Now for the inside. The inside of the current Miata is okay, but the tech is getting old. Mazda knows this, so the 2026 model is definitely getting a much better infotainment system. Expect a bigger, cleaner touchscreen that's actually fast. And yes, it will have modern Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But Mazda also wants to keep the interior simple and focused on the driver. So you'll probably still have real buttons for important things like the air conditioning. You won't have to control everything through a screen, which is great news. They'll likely use nicer materials too, so it will feel a bit more special inside. Okay, now for the most important part, the engine. This is where things get really interesting. First, the good news, the part every Miata fan was worried about. Mazda has confirmed the new Miata will still have a normal engine that isn't turbocharged. And even better, you can still get it with a manual stick-shift transmission. Everyone can breathe a sigh of relief. But there's a huge twist. It looks like the new Miata is going to be a hybrid. Now, before you get upset, it's probably not what you think. It's not going to be like a Prius. It will most likely be a mild hybrid system. Think of it as a small electric helper for the gas engine. It helps the car save fuel and reduce emissions, which Mazda has to do to follow the new rules. It's not there to drive the car on its own. The main goal of this is to make the car more efficient without adding a ton of weight or complexity. This is how Mazda can keep that fun Miata feeling while still being modern. The engine itself will probably be around the same size as the current 2.0 liter, maybe with a tiny bit more power, but Miatas have never been about huge horsepower numbers. So, the key moment here is Mazda's big gamble. They are keeping the manual transmission and the fun engine that people love, but they're adding this mild hybrid system to keep the car alive for the future. Can they add this new tech without ruining the lightweight, simple formula? That is the $1 million question. So, to sum it all up, the 2026 Mazda MX-5 is not a completely new car from the ground up. It's a smart evolution. Mazda is keeping the core parts that make a Miata. The beautiful design, the focus on lightweight fun, and of course, the manual gearbox. But they're also adding the stuff it needs to survive. Better infotainment, modern safety features, and a mild hybrid system. It seems like Mazda is really trying to give drivers the best of both worlds. They're respecting the car's history while preparing it for the future. We'll have to wait and see.